Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared4 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building the Boeing P-26 Peashooter. The P-26 Peashooter was the first American production all-metal fighter aircraft and the first pursuit monoplane to enter squadron service with the United States Army Air Corps. Designed and built by Boeing, the first prototype flew in 1932, and the type was still in use with the U.S. Army Air Corps as late as 1941 in the Philippines. There are 2 surviving Peashooters, but there are 3 reproductions on display with 2 more under construction. The Peashooter did see service all the way up into 1956. It served in a couple other air forces, such as some Southern American countries as well as Spain. But for the most part, it was, again, a United States Army Air Corps aircraft and was only continued on in small numbers with other countries. So yeah, pretty interesting aircraft. I guess you could say one of the entry-level planes for the United States Army Air Corps into creating a monoplane fighter. Obviously, it is very outdated by the time World War II outbroke, and therefore it was again pretty much pulled off of frontline service for the most part near that outbreak. But with that, let's go and dive in here and actually take a look here at the Peashooter and kind of going over everything we have here. So from here we have the obviously the giant engine, the radial engine here with the propeller, just a 2-bladed propeller there. We then have the wings. This aircraft has a lot of these support structures here. Again, kind of that early monoplane type design. Kind of weird again how much supports it has on the wings. Very different from the other countries' monoplanes at this time. And then you obviously have the cockpit. That would be right there for the single pilot. We have the Army star here on the side, or the Army Air Corps star. Then we have the rear of the aircraft here, vertical stabilizer, horizontals, and that's pretty much the aircraft. So overall, really straightforward stuff there for it, and that's pretty much an overview. With that, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer of the build. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our tutorial here for the Peashooter, we will be going ahead and starting off with our first layer, which will be layer number 3. This tutorial will be structured in a layer by layer format, so what that means is we'll be building each layer of the aircraft and then slowly building it up layer by layer till we get the finished product. So pretty straightforward, makes the tutorial a little bit easier to follow, I think, in my opinion. In addition to that, we will be doing the tutorial in a half on, half off scheme. So we'll be going ahead and doing the center line of the aircraft and then the right side. It will be up to you guys to copy the left side over to the right side. There is going to be a tiny few things that are going to be asymmetrical, and we'll talk about those a little bit more in detail once we get to that point. So just keep that in mind also. And then lastly, this is only going to be for the in-flight version. The landed version would sit at quite a considerable angle, and obviously we will not be having an angled version in this tutorial, so this is going to be solely for the in-flight version. With those out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to be placing down a iron bar on this front here, and right behind it, we're going to place down a piston upside down. If you're on Java, don't have access to the if you're on a version other than Java and don't have access to the debug stick, I would recommend a stone top slab in this spot instead as an alternative. But for us, we're going to place down the piston because we have a tool called the debug stick, which we'll talk about a little bit later. After our piston, we're going to place down 3 stone full blocks. And then we want to place down 2 more upside down pistons. Again, an alternative here for the pistons would be probably a stone full block, and I would put a stone upside down stair. That would be like this. So you have the back of the stair here and the front of it going this way. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of stone top slabs coming off those pistons, and then 2 more iron trap doors, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the end. So that's going to form the center line there like that. Going to the sides, now everything we do on this right side of the center line will be copied over to the air side. We're going to place down a stone upside down stair like this, followed by a skeleton skull, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 stone upside down stairs, and then a stone top slab, and then a skeleton skull after that. We then want to go ahead and take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to build 1, 2, 3 along the side here, and another stone top slab back, and then 1, 2, 3 stone top slabs as well. After that, and then an iron trapdoor behind this. We're going to place down another stone top slab here, and then 1, 2, 3 iron trapdoors, 1 more iron trapdoor here, and then a birchwood fence gate coming off this trapdoor opened up toward the center of the aircraft. And then just 2 more iron trapdoors back from that. We're going to go then build a row of 3 of iron trapdoors across, then a row of 2, and then 1 off the center there like that. Once you have that done, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for our first layer, layer number 3 of the build. And again, you're going to take what we did on the right side here and just copy it over to the left side. This again is what it should look like for the top-down view once you have both sides complete. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our lower layers, which will be layers 1 and 2. Moving into our next layers, we have layers 1 and 2. For layers 1 and 2, we're going to go ahead and drop it down here to the bottom of the aircraft. We're going to go ahead and start off by placing down an iron trapdoor that's going to go on the bottom of this iron bar right here, so right there on the front. Then we want to go ahead and place down a dark prismarine stair that's going to go down from this wall up here on the front. And then beneath that stair, we're going to place down a polished blackstone brick block. We're going to place down an item frame on both sides of this polished blackstone brick block with a green stained glass pane in it and then a dark oak wood button on the side there if you're on Java. Just again, a little side note here, if you're on Java, you can place down item frames and buttons on the same block space. If you're not on Java, unfortunately, you will not be able to do that. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark prismarine top slab going forward from this, and then a lever on top of that top slab facing forward, or facing toward this stair. Behind that, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a green stained glass pane. And lastly, we're just going to place down a green zombie head that's going to come off this polished blackstone brick block like that. Coming off the zombie head, we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate, and then a second fence gate that's going to go up at an angle like this. So you're going to have this angle here. And we're going to go ahead and then place down or open up our fence gates so that they aim toward this zombie head like that. So real simple stuff there, pretty straightforward. And that is going to wrap up everything we have there for that layer. Again, you're going to take the same thing, copy it over to the other side. And that is going to complete everything we have for layers 1 and 2. Let's move on to layer number 4. Moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving on to layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block first on top of this iron bar. And then we're going to place down a andesite wall coming off that like that. We're going to go ahead and go back from the green terracotta block for a total of 11, so it should end on top of this iron trapdoor here from layer number 3. Then after we have that all done, that row of 12 in total of green terracotta, we're going to place down a stone block and then a stone upside stair. Coming off the side of the stone block, we're going to place down a stone top slab, one more slab forward, one slab out to the side, one slab back, and then there's a slab out to the side, so you're going to create the tail here, followed by a skeleton skull on the inside there of those slabs like that, and that's going to complete your horizontal stabilizers. Once that's done, going back up to the front, we're going to go ahead and go off this wall with 1, 2, and 3 skeleton skulls out to the sides to go ahead and create your prop there for the front. We're going to go ahead and place down an iron bar, which we followed with a dark oak trapdoor here to the side, close it like that against the side of the vehicle. Then a green stained glass pane, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 2 more green stained glass panes back after that to go ahead and complete the sides of the fuselage. For the wings, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak trapdoors. We're going to place down 1, 2 trapdoors, and then 2 black carpets going back. We're going to go ahead and also place down 2 green carpets, and again 2 dark oak trapdoors. We then want to place down a daylight detector. Do make sure you close these trapdoors if they do decide to open. And we're going to go ahead and place down again 2 dark oak trapdoors back from those. And then 1 green carpet. We're going to go ahead and then place down a a birchwood fence gate that's going to sit on top of this iron trapdoor. And we're going to have this open up toward the middle of the aircraft. We're going to go ahead and go back from that fence gate with a daylight detector. And then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 more dark oak trapdoors back like so. We then want to place down again a row of 3 this time of daylight detectors across. You will run into the issue where the daylight detectors will trigger the iron trapdoors on the bottom to open. To get around this, you can type in the command /give @p Minecraft:/debug_stick for my Java players. So this command right here, press and enter will give you this glowing stick. What you can do is you can left click these trapdoors to get selected open true, right click them to set them to false, and get rid of that open trapdoors on the bottom. You could also substitute these trapdoors on the bottom for birchwood trapdoors. Unfortunately, they're not going to look the best, but they are an alternative to do as well. You can even also turn the daylight detectors to that blue night color as well to get around it. So there's a couple different options there for you if you don't have access to debug tools. We're going to go ahead and then place down a warped slab to the side here, and then we want to go ahead and grab ourselves some zombie heads. So we'll grab one from right here, and we're going to place down a zombie head that's going to sit above the space like this, and then a second zombie head here that's going to be kind of at an angle like that. So you're going to create that shape there for the edge of the wing, and then we're going to place down another dark prismarine slab, and then another zombie head here that's going to sit at a slight angle like that in that space. So it's going to look like that there. And then after that's done, we'll place down an air daylight detector there, and that will finish it off. So basically, just like that, once you have that all complete, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number 4 of the build. Again, make sure you take the same thing, copy it over to the other side, and with that, that's going to wrap up this layer. With that, let's move on to layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down an iron bar on top of this green terracotta block here, and then we're going to place down an end portal frame right behind it. We then want to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, a polished black stone slab, and then we're going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta down the center. We're going to place down 2 more of these end portal frames, 2 more green terracotta blocks, and a dark oak wood trapdoor on the very back. We'll also place down a dark oak wood sign that's going to go on the side of both sides of this end portal frame, and then we're also going to place down green carpets on top of these stone top slabs. So that's just going to wrap up the back there like that. Once you have that all done, we're going to go ahead and then go back up to the front. We're going to place down a dark prismarine stair on top of this iron bar here. And we want to go ahead and then place down a zombie head going back from it on the side of the end portal frame. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green stained glass panes. We're also going to place down an iron trapdoor here to the side, a birchwood fence gate which will be opened up toward that iron trapdoor, and then another iron trapdoor that's going to sit on top of this daylight detector. Again, you can use your debug stick to close it, or substitute out for a birchwood trapdoor. Either one will work there. Also, to the sides here, we will be going ahead and using barrier blocks for the wings. So for this, to get barrier blocks on Java, you can type in the command /give @p, and you can just type in barrier, and it should pop up. This right here is your command, obviously /give space @p Minecraft : barrier, and press enter will give you this barrier block. And they're also called structure or void blocks on Bedrock, so you can go ahead and make use of them on there as well. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to place down a barrier block that's going to go on top of this daylight detector, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a button that's going to come off the side of it. So real simple stuff like that for the time being for our cabling. Now if you're on Java, we're going to place down a lever on the side of this barrier block, and we're going to go ahead and flick it downwards. If you're not on Java, you can leave it as this, but if you are on Java, we can make this look a little bit nicer by left-clicking the lever till we get selected face. Right-click this, set this to floor. Left-click this again, selected powered true, selected facing, and then we're going to rotate this around so it points toward the aircraft. So that right there is just going to help us set up the base there of our cabling, and we're going to go ahead and expand upon that in the next few layers. Maybe so that's it for the main structure here for the aircraft at this point. I will be going ahead and now moving into showing you guys how to make the star banner that will be going on the side of the fuselage of the aircraft. So let me go ahead and grab the materials and I'll show you guys how to make it. Alright guys, so when it comes to making this star banner, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to need a loom, obviously, a white banner, 4 blue dye, 2 white dye, and a banner pattern. This here is going to be the flower charge. With that, we're going to go ahead and go into our loom. We're going to place down our white banner and our blue dye. We're going to do a line that goes horizontally for the center of the banner that will look like this. And we'll grab that banner, put it back into our loom, swap out the blue dye for white dye, and we're going to go ahead and also put our banner pattern in there as well. So your banner pattern is going to create this design that looks like that. We'll grab this banner pattern, or this banner, put it back into our loom, remove the white dye and the banner pattern. We'll place our blue dye back into the loom, do a line across the top that goes like that on the top third. Grab that, put that right here, remove the blue dye, put our white dye back in, and we're going to go ahead and then do the diamond in the center of the banner. So again, it'll look like that. Grab that banner, put it back into our loom, put our blue dye in, and we're going to do the triangle that comes up from the bottom portion of the banner. So it looks like this. And then we're going to go ahead and do the blue line across the lower third of the banner. So it's just going to be that line there, and you'll get this white star with the blue banner background. This right here is just going to go on the side of this second to last green stained glass paint on both sides of there, the fuselage, just to give it its American markings. Obviously, again, you could change these if you do want to, make this a different country aircraft. But again, this right here is American, so that is why we're doing the American markings. Lastly, the one thing I do want to cover as well is that on the left side, or actually sorry, the right side, on the right side only, we are going to go ahead and place down 2 end rods that are going to come off this daylight detector. So again, this could be on the left or the right side wing only. The left side is not going to have that, so just keep that in mind as well. There's going to be one little difference there, but that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number layer number 5 of the build, and with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 6. Moving into our final layers here, we're actually going ahead and just tackling layers 6 through 8 altogether, since we don't really have too much left for the aircraft to do. To start with, we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor that's going to sit on top of this iron bar right here, and then directly behind that, we want to go ahead and place down another brick stair that's going to be on top of this green terracotta block. Coming off the stair going forward, we're going to place down 2 end rods. We're also going to place down a dark oak fence post that's going to sit on top of this green stained glass pane, and this is going to go up by 2 end rods like that. We're going to get back to that a little bit later, but we're going to leave that as is for right now. Again, this right here is only going to be on the right side. Then after we have that done, we're going to place down a green terracotta block right here. On the back of that green terracotta block, we are going to go ahead and place down a black banner for just the back here of the seat for the pilot. Then we want to place down a end portal frame, which will be followed by a dark prismarine slab directly behind it. So just like that. Then for the vertical stabilizer, we're going to place down a green terracotta block here, mossy cobblestone wall in front of it, mossy cobblestone wall on top of this block, and a green stained glass pane, again going forward like that. On top of the green stained glass pane, we're also just going to place down an end rod to finish it off like so. We're going to go and then switch back to our barrier blocks, and before we go ahead and start placing our barrier blocks, I do want to go ahead and grab a lever, and we are going to place down a lever on top of this green terracotta block here. Anyways though, once we get to this point, we're going to go and take our banners, or first off our barrier blocks, we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 back from that lever, and then 1, 2 coming off that end rod. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves some stone buttons, and we're going to place down stone buttons on these first 2 blocks on the side, the tops of these next 2, and then these 2, like right here, we're going to place down on 2 on the side. So it's going to create this angled line that goes back to the tail. Then going ahead and going to our left wing to begin with. So our left side here, we're going to go up from this barrier block and go over 2. So up by 2, over 2. Same thing again, up by 1, over 2. Up by 1, over 2. And this is going to connect up to this end rod here. The other side, we're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing. So it's just going to go up by 2s just like this, except it's going to end 1 below this, and that's just because of the off-centeredness of this pole. So it's going to look like that. So it's going to look a little funky, but that is how we want it to look. We're going to go ahead and then place down a button on the bottom of this block, then on the side here, bottom, side, and then over here it's going to be the same thing. So we have it on the bottom, side, bottom, and side. So it's just going to sit a little bit lower. But that is, again, how you want it for the aircraft. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything we have here for the P-26 Peashooter. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from a side on the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use whatever projects you guys are working on. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I will see you guys next time.